After the day at sea, we reached the port of Civitavecchia, which is normally the port used for Rome, and that's how it's described in all the brochures. We stayed in Rome for a few days back in 2014, and we saw a lot of the main sites. We're not Catholic, so we weren't particularly bothered about going to the Vatican. So, because the other trip that we fancied to the Villa d'Este and the Tivoli Gardens is even further away than Rome, and Rome's an hour, I think that was something like an hour and a half travel. We decided we'd explore Civitavecchia, which is somewhere we'd never been. And it was really disappointing, and I honestly wouldn't recommend doing that to anybody. We did what we thought, and usually is a good idea, and go and use the hop-on, hop-off bus, because the only thing that we really wanted to see in that area was a set of Roman thermal baths, but it was a little way out of Civitavecchia itself, and the hop-on, hop-off bus supposedly went there. Well, it's got to be said that, a little bit like the Corfu hop-on, hop-off bus, the route was really uninspiring. There's not a lot at Civitavecchia to look at that's particularly memorable, shall we say. And when it finally makes its way out towards the thermal baths, which is really, it's a long drag up there, the problem we had was very simple. The bus barely stopped. It would reach one of it stopped, it would pull up, and almost before you had a chance to stand, it was moving again. We were up on the top deck, it was a decent day, and we're enjoying the countryside, and I just said to Ruth, come on, that's us, and he'd gone. You know, as we literally pulled into this turning circle where the bus stop was supposed to be, and I don't think he actually stopped. I don't know whether you were supposed to press a bell or what on earth you were supposed to do to let people know you were going. And the trouble was that route took so long to go round that we wouldn't have had time to go back to the beginning and then go back out to the thermal baths and have a look at the thermal baths and then catch another bus back, because the times just didn't work. There weren't that many hop-on, hop-off buses during the day. So, you know, you make one mistake and the whole thing drops to pieces. So I wouldn't recommend the hop-on, hop-off bus, and I wouldn't particularly recommend Civitavecchia. The one thing that seems to be very well known about the place is a very large statue of a sailor kissing his girlfriend. Well, that's gone. It went several years ago. So yeah, it's a very nice little beach, and you can walk along a bit of a prom. But we didn't find it particularly attractive as a place to go. And in fact, the only restaurants that were doing sort of just coffees was a McDonald's of all places, not something we would, generally speaking, have gone into. So really, it wasn't a good idea. And certainly if we go to Civitavecchia again, we will be going on an excursion to the Villa d'Este one way or another. So here's what little bit we've got of Civitavecchia. big ferry coming in from lorries on the back.